In this video, I'm comparing Amazon KDP to Audible ACX, and we're gonna figure out which one might be better for you. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel, I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, all in entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Like I said, in today's video, we're going into detail about Amazon KDP versus Audible ACX. Okay, so when it comes to both of these platforms, they're obviously both very, very similar platforms. They're both owned by Amazon, but at the same time, they are both very, very different and both present many, many opportunities that are different from one another. So let's go into detail about what is the difference between the two, which features are better between the two, and what might be the best option for you to get started with. So first thing I want to talk about is Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So when it comes to Kindle Direct Publishing, that is kind of what this business model is all about. That's what most people call it. Even if they're publishing audiobooks, they'll say, I'm doing Amazon KDP. It's just kind of the overarching name. But when you start comparing Amazon KDP with Audible ACX, obviously there are many, many differences that differentiate the two when you start looking into them. So when it comes to KDP, Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, this is through Amazon.com or .ca or whatever, but it's through Amazon's main website. And it's where you can sell things like paperback books, ebooks, hardback books, and an array of other books that are kind of physical other than ebooks, obviously, which is Kindle format. So when it comes to these kinds of books, these are books that sell very, very well. Okay. These are books that you can make a ton of money from when it comes to Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, if your goal is to make money off of Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. The main thing that makes Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, effective, in my opinion, is when you're getting into niches that kind of require a physical book or something that you can look at. Okay. Because when we look at the other thing I'm talking about in this video, which is Audible, which is just audiobooks, there's no real visual aspect to that book. So first thing that comes to mind is, for instance, a cookbook is a very, very good book to publish on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing and focus your entire business model around Kindle Direct Publishing, because that's where you're going to have, like I said, the hardbacks, the paperbacks, the ebooks. Okay, these are things that people see visually when it comes to consuming books. Okay, other things that I've found that are very, very effective with KDP are things like joke books for kids, just any kind of kids book in general, or books that are like low content books, like I've mentioned before on the channel. So things like word searches or Sudoku puzzles, stuff like that. Those kinds of books obviously don't make a whole lot of sense if you're going to be publishing them as audiobooks. So it's important to note those kind of things when it comes to Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Another thing to take into account is that some people just love paperback books and physical copies of books. Okay, so a lot of people I'll hear saying is KDP is dead. Like no one's ordering books, like actual physical books anymore. All they want are audiobooks. And while that's kind of true to a certain extent when you look at certain niches, as I'm saying here, other niches rely on physical books. So KDP is way, way, way far away from being dead. And on top of that, the majority of books that you publish that can actually be made into an audiobook, for example, if you're making a book about, say, prepping and survival, that book can be a physical book and it can be a book that you listen to audibly. There's no real difference there, and you can have both versions of the books and consume both of them in the same capacity, in my opinion. So books that you sell on KDP are a way of making a ton of money still to this day. And when I look at KDP, I see tons and tons and tons of opportunity that is always coming up and arising. Okay, so when I look at things like ChatGPT and AI, those are new niches that have come into KDP that are just growing right now. I've looked into them a few times, and they're definitely niches that I personally want to get into when it comes to creating solid paperback books, ebooks, stuff that people can see visually. Because trust me when I say this, over 50% of my sales come from paperbacks and ebooks. From my personal experience, books that you sell on KDP are not dead, and there's tons of advantages when it comes to selling through KDP that you just can't get with a single audiobook, because you can't see the audiobook. Okay, having a cover that stands out, having an interior that stands out, having a very, very high quality written book that you can only consume visually when it comes to like things like cookbooks, all advantages when it comes to publishing books through KDP. So in my opinion, it's not dead yet, and it definitely has its positives. Flipping the switch over to audiobooks, which is again, audible.com or ACX, as we look at it from author perspectives. When we're creating audiobooks, we go through ACX to create them. We hire narrators, stuff like that. Audible is a completely fresh platform, in my opinion. Even though it's, I don't know, is it close to 10 years old now? It's still something that I would consider new, because there's a ton of things on there that differentiate it from KDP that KDP kind of has already, that audiobooks and Audible in general just don't have. And this is something that I would say is a huge advantage right now. So audiobooks are very, very effective books to sell. One of the main differences between Audible and KDP is that on KDP, there's actually an entire ads platform that you can sell your books on Amazon directly through and promote them using Amazon ads. Okay, so you can promote your books to the top of the search if someone's searching for your cookbook. You can pay for keywords on Amazon. You can pay to have your book shown to people who are searching for it. When it comes to Audible, there's no sign or anything of an ads platform coming anytime soon. Okay, there's no ads on Audible. It is strictly SEO based, which is making it something that, in my opinion, is very, very new still, because I can see it coming in the future. But it's also an advantage because if someone doesn't, like when it comes to your competitors, if they don't know how to make an SEO optimized title, they don't know how to sell and rank their book for their main keyword, they're not even going to be competitors. And that's another thing, is that there's not nearly as much competition on Audible as there is on KDP, because KDP's been around longer. It's the main thing when it comes to buying books. Still, I think there's way more sales when it comes to KDP compared to Audible when you look at the markets as a whole. So when you go on Audible and you look at your same niche, maybe your survival niche on KDP has 10,000 results. You go on Audible, you look at it, your niche in survival might only have 1,000 results. So 1,000 books to compete with versus 10,000 books to compete with. You do the math, it's going to be way easier to rank and sell your book on Audible than it is going to be on KDP. Bear in mind that KDP has the ads platform, so you can promote your book in front of all 10,000 of those books. Audible doesn't have the ads platform. So that is something that's going to make it a little bit more difficult, and it's going to hinder your results. But looking at it long term, Audible has a lot more potential right now because there's way less competition. If you're someone who knows how to SEO optimize titles and stuff like that, you have an SEO background, and you're looking to get into Audible, or you're looking to get into this publishing in general, Audible might be the right choice for you. But if you're someone who's not really savvy with that kind of thing, you just want to rely on Amazon ads and have books that are consumed visually, KDP might be the right one for you. So take into account that you don't have to choose one or the other as well. You can have all your books on both platforms and utilize utilize KDP and utilize Audible all at the same time as well. So when it comes to picking a platform that's best for you, I would just say use your discretion, pick a niche that you like and you have interest in, and then publish the books in there and see if they'll work on Audible or on KDP and Audible. If you can get both of them, then in my opinion, that is the best strategy nowadays, is publishing books through KDP, pushing them onto Audible, and selling books through both platforms. But if you're someone who wants to choose one, in my opinion right now, Audible has the most potential. KDP is tried and true. You can utilize ads and all that kind of stuff to rank your books, but Audible's no ads, so it's going to cost you less in terms of marketing and stuff, and there's less competition. So there is a little bit more opportunity, in my opinion, on Audible right now if you can find the right niche and the right keyword and right topic to create books about. So guys, that is my comparison between KDP and Audible and trying to figure out which one is right for you. So utilize what I said in this video to help your decision. Like I said, my end choice is to utilize both in tandem and take advantage of KDP, take advantage of ebooks, paperback books, hardback books, as well as creating audiobooks out of your books and utilizing both platforms. That is the most effective strategy, in my opinion, is the strategy that I've utilized since day one. Anyways, guys, before I let you off here, I do want to mention I do have a 100% free Facebook community. It is linked in the description down below. It's an area where if you have any questions regarding self-publishing, you can ask them in that group. There's also a free 5-step guide when you join the group to getting started with self-publishing. So if you're someone who's looking to get into this, you haven't started yet, this guide will guide you the right direction. There's also tons of experts in there, including myself, answering questions all the time. So if you want to join that group, like I said, it is the first link in the description down below. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, I do try to post videos about self-publishing, online entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle every single week. So if that kind of thing works for you, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.